Today we are testing Mauga's ultimate against every single hero in Overwatch 2, and we found some incredibly interesting stuff. Here are a few general things that you need to understand about Mauga's ultimate. Treat it like a barrier, you can shoot enemies, enemies can't shoot you outside of it, as well as your team can always heal you within and outside. Your teammates can go in and go out without the risk of being trapped. But enemies, if they can go in, they will never be able to leave, outside of a few exceptions that we will go over in this video. If you are trapped in Mauga ult, you can't use movement abilities, and as you can see here, D.Va can't fly, but she can blow me up. When it comes to the first exception to the rule of go in, never go out, is going to be a Symmetra teleport, when she can easily place it and TP in and TP out. You can do the same thing with an ally Symmetra, where you place a barrier in order to zone out the enemy team and then safely teleport it away, and it's gonna stay. Another interesting thing we found out is that you need to keep the line of sight of the center of your ultimate in order for it to work. Not only that, but it's never going to prolong below. So as you can see here, it's floating above the surface, and in order for Mei to get trapped in it, she needs to be on my level or on the level of the ultimate. We also ran a few tests when it comes to the height of your ultimate, and as you can see, you can climb over it, but then when you fall down, you will not be able to actually escape it. And this is very interesting. Also, another thing is that when you are chained, you will not be able to use the wall climb on Kiriko, Genji, or Hanzo. Although you can use the deflect in that case. As you can see, Genji wasn't affected by ultimate, he climbed up and got caught. We also tested out the way to escape the ultimate above it, and it had really interesting results. Within the second try, Yin was able to actually climb the wall and dash over it. So we decided to continue our tests on verticality, and yes, you can actually fly above the barrier, and if you would ask me for the height of it, it is about the height of the second balcony, maybe even lower at the top of the window. And Pharah can actually shoot above it, so it's like a dome, but without the roof. Also, Junkrat can blow you up. I was curious about the Echo copy, but apparently the ultimate is still chaining Echo after you kill the copy. We were also testing the Sombra interesting things, and if you are placing your ultimate and Sombra is somewhere near invisible, she will be chained and will become visible. As well as she can actually escape with the translocator if she's fast enough, as you can see on this clip. I was actually very surprised to see that Ashe has some interesting mechanics when it comes to Bob and her coach gun in Mauga's ultimate. First of all, this Bob never touched me, yet he was chained on the start. As you can see here, so he is going to be like completely immobilized at the start of your barrier if you throw the Bob at it. Ashe can still use her coach gun, which is very strange. And the Mei tests is when we dug deep into the line of sight of your Mauga's ultimate. As you can see right here, it still has a little bit of the clearing at the bottom, so if it's above you, you can still be able to leave. And I was like, yo, if you place a Mei wall, you can actually escape the ultimate. But what happened is that we debunked that theory because I was behind the wall as well. And we were like, let's actually prove this theory one more time. So we already know that if it's out of line of sight and you are below it, you will not be able to get chained. If it's out of line of sight and you're behind the wall, you also won't be chained. And it's really easy to prove that because when I enter it, I am free to go. This was actually cool. Also, if you place the ultimate on top of the Mei wall, as you can see, it creates the same high ground effect, but when it drops, you are getting chained. Apparently, Tracer can't blink through it. Same goes for Sojourn Slide, as well as Reinhardt Charge. They just get stopped on the point. Monkey can try to jump over it, and if you have Primal, you can probably like Primal mid-air and use another thing, although he can use his bubble in it. When it comes to Wrecking Ball, you have the same thing. You can still shoot if you are above, if you are like cracked at this game. At the end of the day, Wrecking Ball can literally counter you with his minefield, and there is just nothing you can do. You are just trapped there with him, not he trapped there with you. Sigma has a very interesting mechanic when he can use his ultimate, and when he enters the barrier, he's gonna get chained and won't be able to fly up, but he will ult. So we decided to retest every single tank to see if we've missed something, and Ramattra was one of them. And honestly, he's just very, very normal, doesn't have any movement abilities, but still can press all of his stuff. I was very surprised at how easy it is for Roadhog to destroy your ultimate. It literally the same with Tree of Life, because when you press Whole Hog, it just doesn't stand the chance. Here we are limit testing, and if you are not the only person that's shooting it, it's just gonna be a complete disaster. Your shield has 1,500 damage, and it's really, really easy to destroy it with one Bastion form. It's just gonna be a disaster. Here is a very interesting test on Widowmaker hook, and I was able to catch it before she threw it out. I was able to catch it when she was in the middle of her flight, which was super interesting. Like, hey, get over here. Torbjorn is very scary. If he is getting trapped with you, the amount of ketchup he can put on this hot dog is just way too much for your liking, and you will just die from cringe. Mercy is very interesting. Her Valk will allow her to fly over the barrier and probably perhaps heal her teammates inside, but when you trap her, it's just Jover. She looks like a fly caught in a flycatcher. Kiriko will not be able to use her cleanse to escape the chain, and Moira can actually go through the shield if she is in her Fade form, right? So my guy is going through the shield in and out, and nothing really happens. Moira can still use her orbs. Moira can still use her coalescence. Illari is acting almost the same as Sigma. You can fly up and you can use it above just like Pharah, but you will be pinned. Interesting thing with Zenyatta, when you are using your Transcendence, and yes, you get chained, but you are healing teammates. Note that if you are using Transcendence outside of it, you won't be able to heal the teammates. Baptiste, I was very curious to see how Lamp with Baptiste gonna work, because Lamp kind of counters everything, but you can actually shoot the Lamp because it's like a barrier, so it's not a big problem. When it comes to Lifeweaver tree, I thought it's gonna maybe bug or something, so we tried to placing it like here and there. This was a bug where my guy was clearly standing on a flower, but actually got caught lacking placing an ultimate on the floor for some reason. Here I was showing the way to kinda not get into an ultimate, and you can actually use flower to escape. Anyways, that was it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know in the comments section. See you in the next one. Take care.